Okay, who is ready for the third entry?
My youth is yours, tripping on skies, sipping waterfalls. My youth is yours, run away now and forever. My youth is yours, a truth to love.
If you're new, please make sure to catch up on the 2 previous entries. If you're confused, I'm basically spending the summer reading you one of my old journals from the summer of 2014, the year I graduated from high school and the year I left and moved away to college. I want to capture this time in my life. I did so in this journal, and I'm doing it through videos in this summer series. So make sure you were caught up because there are some serious issues dealt with. I know this is all kind of verbatim if you are following along. And yes, so far I filmed them all in one night, and I just keep changing my shirt. So, hey. Everything in this journal is so personal and so raw and so me in 2014. Not me in 2016. Please keep that in mind. Try to think of this as like separately, but also something that has made me into who I am today. The entry that I'm going to read today, the third one, is from my last day of high school, June 3rd, 2014. Also, I found in between these 2 entries this sheet of paper. It's actually a poem that I wrote. I remember it was a day when I got really panicky and anxious after being an extrovert for too long. Some paranoia in my head, and my friend actually came to pick me up from where I was because I don't know where my car was or if I could drive at all, and she took me to her house and she was writing her paper and she gave me her journal, and out came this beautiful poem. I think I'll just leave the poem down below if you are curious in reading it at all. I've submitted it before and it's one of my favorite pieces that I've written. Back to the journal. June 3rd, 2014, last day of high school. Oh, I'm sad already. I closed my locker door one last time and know it is no longer considered mine. A sad ah oozes from Noth's voice down the hallway, and I turn to see him taking down the papers and snippets of the year taped to his locker. It is over, but he doesn't seem as distraught as I feel myself brooding inside. All my papers still hang neatly in my locker, the way they're supposed to be. I am not ready for this change. I can see myself going through the motions, standing on stage to hear my pinning statement, lighting my candle as Mr. reads my name, even going on stage to receive an academic award. I am doing what is to be done. Expected. The norm. But everything expected comes at much too fast a pace, and I am here, but suddenly over there, then here too, and tomorrow I will be there, and the next day I will be a graduate. When did it come to this, and why am I feeling the way I do? Today marks the last day of high school for me. The last day of high school. My time is complete, and it saddens me, for this is all I have ever known. It's all too dear to me to let go of. Breck is the only thing stable in my life, and now it's been wiped clean. I will never get another 14 years to live and grow in such a world, every day of my life. I do not think I will find anything more precious and dear to me than my school and where I come from. Sure, there were many days, especially this past winter, where I felt so stuck and ready to leave. Miss could even see it in my face. I was ready for college, and I agreed. I felt ready, sick of the people I surrounded myself with, stressed by the seemingly silly assignments, confused as to how I was taking care of myself or not, depending on the day. But now that the moment is actually here and I am leaving for college, I no longer feel the same way, and it's more than just taking for granted something you valued more than once thought. I always kept in mind how lucky I am to be a lifer. It's just I'm not ready to say goodbye. I feel myself holding on to these walls like a magnetic force. I will not let go. After the award ceremony this afternoon, the last time I sat in my assigned spot in the chapel, I observed how the underclassmen cheered and celebrated the sweet release of a dreary school year to Miss formal speech, telling all to have a good, safe summer and wishing us, the seniors, the best of luck. The best of luck. And then we stood up. I walked out of the gallery, and suddenly all my work, mornings in the lunchroom, and trips to various candy jars and various offices came to an end, and everything stopped. The young will grow and move up to fill the holes we so neatly dug, and the teachers, all so thoughtful and dear, will brush off the ash, preparing to begin once more, year after year. I do not fit any of that. I will not spend the following warm weeks sleeping in to stay up late with friends, no cares or concerns, because it's all how it's supposed to be, and August will come around soon, and a town hall will be held once more, just as it was this morning, but the freshmen will renovate the other hallway, my spot given to the junior class, and Mr. will begin his second year teaching with a new terrible allegory or metaphor of the school year to some food like green apples or dried pears. And dress code will get broken, and the fire alarm will ring. My locker 2012, another's 617 just the same. But I will not be back. I do not understand how this could possibly be happening. I am not looking forward to Worcester. In fact, it sounds absolutely dreadful. I'm worried how I could survive, possibly manage to make it out okay in the end. What is the end, and when will I be there? Perhaps this is the end. It certainly feels like one. Madison told me a person can go 3 weeks without eating before dying. It's been 2. There was a moment this morning where I felt my insides twist and twine like bent wire. I did not know if I would vomit or pass out, but I somehow didn't want either of those to happen and still be skinnier. I needed to feel thinner. I cannot tell how much weight I've lost, but people tell me things, and I guess others hear about it too. Miss told me people have been telling her that I look too skinny lately, but she wouldn't tell me who said that, and I can only imagine it was a lie or someone that would have made me squirm like the counselor. So others are noticing the effects of what 2 weeks of starvation and purging has done to me. And although there are moments where I feel it, I still do not see it. But Madison helped me when I felt too weak to stand or see clearly. She found 350 and I had a stabilizing protein shake to keep me up. I always feel bad when I am bad to myself like this, and she gets all sad, cries, and tells me things I don't know how to respond to because it makes me feel bad that I'm hurting her too and not just myself, and that she's noticing what I only wanted one person to see, and that makes me a bad person because when you break it down, one could blatantly say I'm doing this all for attention as a way to hold on to someone whom I know is leaving me, and that's pretty fucking pathetic. I just need to know. It'll kill me if I never ask and she leaves, and then I do too and I still wouldn't know. She told Madison one night that she doesn't know how she can still be friends with me because I'm too unstable and always have something going on. There is this fear that has been festering inside of me for years, a fear that some people are only here because they pity or try to help the broken one, or that the reason people leave is because I did something wrong. I wasn't stable enough and they couldn't handle it. I can't help but wonder if Miss is only here, still talking to me and responding to texts because she's worried and has the personality willing to help make a difference, or if she is here because she likes me for me. I guess I am to blame here, for I can never imagine one liking me for me. I need to know, if I get better, that she'll still be here. If I am healthy and whole in all ways, shape, and form, that she won't leave me. I'm on some level scared that if I turn this around and start eating again, that she'll no longer have a reason to stop me in the hallway, asking if I ate, or texting me, wanting to meet up over the weekend. If I change the dynamic of this relationship by getting better, taking away any worries, that it would ultimately take her away too. And she's already leaving me. All I'm doing is trying to hold on to her as tightly as I possibly can, before I no longer will be able to. I keep having to tell myself I'll see her again, that she's not dying or anything, but I guess that's the fear here, that she very well could and I'd never see her again after this month. When I see her for the last time this month, I'll never know how many more times I'll see her, and I find that thought to be so chilling my throat clenches up and the tears begin to build. But no matter what I do, no matter how many more times I stick the cold, wet end of my toothbrush down my throat or send her messages around 2 a.m., she is still going to leave. That is completely out of my control. You know what else is too? My eating. I feel in control, but Miss kept telling me I've lost it. Look at how far I've let this go. I am barely here. My therapist told me this afternoon I am withering away, and it makes her very sad because I cannot find a reason to take care of myself when she cares about me. She cares about me. I think that is the first time she ever spoke those words to me, at least this clearly. It took me by surprise. I am always shocked to learn people actually care about me. Most of the time I find it so hard to believe that I choose simply not to and further decide to continue hurting myself. For the first time today, Lisa asked me why it is I don't see I'm worth taking care of right now, what's important to me, and why everything but me seems to be in my life. I do not have an answer to her question. I am beginning to wonder as well why I cannot find a reason to take care of myself either. I just kept telling myself I'll be fine, in a few weeks I'll be back to normal. It's just a transition right now, don't worry. I believe my exact words to Miss tonight were, I'll be fine, it's just a few weird days. And without hesitation, she responded with, you've been saying that for a few weeks now. Making me wonder, has it really been this long? Have I completely lost it? I cannot recall the last time I ate food without vomiting, or even harder, trying to remember the last meal. Sure, the pain I feel hurts. I can't do anything, but I like the reaction, to know people care, to learn you're being talked about among the teachers, unless she was just lying about that. to feel noticed and worth another's time to speak up, or just their thoughts of sincere concern. God, I'm a terrible person. I know the reason I'll be okay too is because I'll no longer have her. I'll be left here with nothing left to give or show. I wonder who else has noticed, who else may have whispered about it as I passed in the hall, why none of my friends mention it. Did Miss see something, the way my hip bones stuck out in me, a taunting memory of when she was perhaps exactly where I am, even worse, to a point of crashing an uncontrolled vehicle due to passing out behind the wheel? I've wondered why she's never shared that story with me before. If she finds it necessary after we chatted briefly in the halls today about this in-between time, her anticipation for her next adventure in the sunny California world of teaching. I remember when she told me how hard it is being the new teacher in a school, especially one like mine. So I never imagined she'd volunteer to start over again, but I guess loneliness changes people's mindsets. New feelings and desires were suddenly valued more than whatever it was that kept her here for 3 years. Hope, maybe? That things would change? Well, they are changing. A lot of things are, and I don't have time to figure out how I feel. I'm scared, I know that, and sad. I miss how everything used to be. I loved working on homework after school, sitting in the high chair at the second table, Cam, the only other senior, waiting around, Miss leaving and peering in to say goodbye or tell me to have a nice weekend. I'm going to miss Wednesday morning bagels, even though I've only gotten them once. I'm going to miss my free periods with the security guard, my after-school nights with the night crew. I'm going to miss everything that once was my constant, my comfort and light. I looked forward to school every day of my life, and I don't know if many are able to say that. Now I'm not quite sure where it is I can call home, what I can look forward to. It's scary to leave. I mean, I grew up here. This is all I know. All my love comes from Breck. Okay. Wow. That was a long entry, longer than I remember. Covered a lot of things. I don't share this on my YouTube channel, but I deal with eating issues on and off since I can remember. I don't consider myself overweight or have a body morphic or like a body image issue. It's just that my eating habits correspond to my emotions. A lot of the times in high school when life was really, really shitty, I didn't know, I couldn't take care of myself, and so I wouldn't eat, or I would eat and purge. Actually, my purging started after what happened in the first entry of this. But I just kind of wanted to like set this disclaimer. I know these are just like the first entries of this journal. It gets better, I swear. Like after I graduate, I don't even know what I want to tell you. Maybe we should just read along. Like this is the start. This is the beginning of my novella, my novel, if you will, of my summer, where it's just kind of like, this is where I'm at, but it goes up and up and up, up and up and up. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get really good once summer like kicks in and I go to all those crazy parties and have all these like amazing times with my friends that I want to hold on to. I had a really hard time leaving my alma mater and graduating, so just the first couple of entries are going to be a little tough. I'm romanticizing my past and holding on to 14 years of my childhood. The school I went to was an independent private college preparatory school, and I attended it since I was 5 years old to 18, preschool to graduation, which affects the way I view it. Anyways, let me know what you think of this summer series so far. I know that it's like kind of depressing and really personal, and I still can't believe I'm sharing this with you, but I think it's important to be this genuine and sincere, and that I'm open to talking about whatever and sharing this with you, because this is my past, this is who I was, and it's affected who I am today, and I hope you see this transition. Actually, I'm curious, what's the next entry? That was my last day of high school. The next entry is when I graduate on June 6th, and it's a good one. It's about to see, it's getting better now that it's turning into summer. Make sure to give this a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, make sure that you're subscribed so that you see when I upload the next entry, as well as some vlogs, because this isn't the only thing going up on my channel this summer, but yeah, okay. I'm gonna go because this is the third video of me reading my journal entries of the night, and my voice is starting to feel it. Bye!